Hello, everyone. I'm Mary Kiyakiti, Global Thought Leader at Kantar, and I'm delighted to be joined here today by Namita Medivrata, who is Head of CMI for Beauty and Wellbeing for UEAM at Unilever. Now, Namita, welcome.
Thank you.
Please tell me a little bit about you and your role at Unilever.
Right. Look, fantastic to meet everybody and of course to be chatting with you, Mary. Um,
Thank you.
look, I have one of the most exciting jobs in the world because I look at the dynamic, energetic world of beauty and well-being through the lens of the consumer. And it's a fantastic place to be in. It's a fantastic time to be in. So we look at technology and insights and all of that coming together in a beautiful way. I lead a different set of markets, starting from Europe to the Middle East to Turkey, going all the way up to ANZ. So lots of diversity there, lots of beautiful diversity, and like I said, it's a lot of fun.
Well, it does sound as if you have the best job in the world, Namita. I agree with you.
Indeed.
So here at Kantar, we've recently released a guide that debates modern marketing dilemmas. There are conundrums that have been polarizing the marketing industry for decades. And one of those is differentiation versus distinctiveness and how to find the balance between the two. So please tell me, Namita, where do you stand on this dilemma? I mean, I'm very interested in your personal point of view, more so because you've been working in this very competitive space of beauty and well-being.
Absolutely. So let me share a personal point of view, having observed the industry for a while.
Hmm.
So, to me personally, the story of branding is a story of both differentiation and distinctiveness. Because if both of these things were not there, I
Hmm.
think we would end up with a very gray world and, with very gray brands. And that would be a very, very sad world and certainly less work for both you and I. Right. So,
Yeah, true.
I think it's the genesis of the story. Both are important, both are complementary, and especially in the world of beauty, we see the emotional power of distinctiveness, emotional power of a very differentiated point of view, and people are and do want it and are willing to pay a premium for it. So it's extremely important.
Hmm.
Now, coming to the relationship between them, the way I see it is distinctiveness as a gateway to differentiation. So before you know that the offer is differentiated, you almost want to come in and identify the entity or the brand making that offer. And that, by definition, calls for a certain amount of distinctiveness, right? So
Yeah.
that's the first thought. If you look at some of our very prized brands, if you look at one of my favorite distinctive assets, the bird on dove, the gold bird on dove,
Hmm.
so beautiful. Similarly, with Vaseline petroleum jelly, for example, these are distinctive assets which are shorthand for very differentiated benefits, whether it's beauty, whether it's care, whether it's moisturization, um, and that's loved through decades and around the world. The
Yeah.
only other thought that that I have on this subject is, when we talk about differentiated, I think sometimes it gets confused about differentiation just for the sake of it,
Mm.
right? So
Yeah.
it's not about differentiation just for being differentiated. It's differentiation to be relevant, to be meaningful, to service a need. And that's the genesis of many of our largest and most successful brands. They're coming from a position where they're serving a need, and then they're doing it in a differentiated way, and then they are obviously distinctive in the way that they're making that offer.
Great. Wonderful. So clearly there is a need for both, as you say. And there's also a need to do differentiation right, not just for the sake of it. I totally agree.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Namita. This has been very enlightening and, an absolute pleasure to have you here with me. Thank you very much. Bye.
Same here, Mary. Always a pleasure to chat with you. Bye.